Steph with Stefsonabudget. Welcome or welcome back for another video. It is Tuesday, normally our transfer Tuesday, but it's a off payday week for us, which means I don't have a lot to share as far as transfers go. I usually have more following a payday, obviously, right? But I do have a little bit, and I thought we would go ahead and take the time to do our January debt update. So we'll take a look at how we did the first month of 2025 as far as our debt payoff goes. So that is what we're going to work on today. Let's go ahead and jump on in and we'll see what everything looks like. So I'm in the debt section of my binder. I have my overall debt picture. We set this up together at the beginning of the year where we looked at what debts we had. And then I've kind of ordered them the way that we plan to pay them off, at least. And all good intentions, we quickly made a shift, but that is okay. So this first piece is for our City 1, and this is the current debt that we're working on. We had planned to start with City 2, but I had a panicked moment where my 0% interest was going to run out, and so I went ahead and paid that off with savings, and I am planning to pay myself back into my savings. Like, that is an absolute mess. So I'm still acting as if that debt is there, but obviously it's not, and we don't have any interest. So I swapped to this card that does have interest, though we paid no interest in January. And the reason for that is because I had a balance, right? But I do often use this card for everyday expenses, and then I pay this card back with the cash in my cash envelopes. And because of the amount of spending we had, we actually paid off like this statement amount in January, which means everything was like new spending essentially. And so we didn't have any interest. So I hope that makes sense. So like in January, I went in and my statement balance was, oh gosh, well, I guess it would have, well, it wasn't this much. This was my balance, but it wasn't my like statement balance, like the closing balance. I'm probably really confusing you, but we're just going to say it was $900. I made $900 worth of different payments between my extra debt, my normal payments, plus new spending, and that covered the balance. So there was no interest, I guess. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not explaining it well, so apologies there. All right, let's start with our Transfer Tuesday. So you're going to see this on the 3rd, I believe. And yesterday on the, maybe you're going to see this on the 4th. Anywho, with some of my Etsy income, I did put some extra to our debt. So we did make a extra debt payment this week for $225. So we had started with $1,081.28 was our last balance. We put $225 towards that. So let's see what that gives us for our new balance. That's going to bring us down to $856.28. Okay, yay, that's exciting. So that is it for our transfers this week. We put a good chunk to debt, I feel like, which is amazing. So we've got that going for us. Now what we can do is go ahead and color in where we're at as far as our trackers. So I'm going to go ahead and color us into $856. So I'm going to use this debt tracker that I have in my Etsy shop. Debt free is the icing on the cupcake or the cake. This, each of our cupcakes are going to be worth $42. So if we take, hold on guys, I'm rearranging on my tiny little desk. So if we take $1,732 minus our most recent balance of $856, that's where I'm going to go. That means we've paid off $876 of this account. So if we divide that by 42, that means we can color in 20 of our cupcakes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, So just shy of halfway, you guys. That's awesome. And we're almost to that next cupcake, but not quite. So let me go ahead and color these in, and we'll take a peek at what it looks like when we're all done here.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays.
All right, friends, there we go. We are almost halfway through our first debt for the year. So that is really, really exciting. Let me flip back to where I need to get here. And I still need to get my punch back, so that's why I haven't punched this one. All right, there we go. So that is Transfer Tuesday. That is a look at where we're at with our debt. I love how colorful and fun that is. It is so awesome to kind of see your visual progress like that. Okay, our debt number 2, which is the one we started with and quickly flopped, but we are paying ourselves back. There was nothing else in January, so we're not going to update anything there. But now let's go ahead and take a look at our overall January debt payoff. And I'm going to grab my markers for these. Okay, let me go ahead and pull this out just so the rings aren't kind of in my way there. And let's see what this looks like. So a lot of in and out of the binder, you guys. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and mark this so I can quickly get to it. Okay, so this is a look at our overall debt. So we're working with 6 of them. So starting with our city number 2 in January, and for us, January was the pay periods of December 29th all the way through January 23rd. So that's how we're looking at our month of January as far as this payoff goes. That's going to look a lot different than this color in sheet that we just did. Okay, so for what we're chunking out as our January monthly budget for our city number 2, okay, so the monthly payment on this is how much we paid, and we paid $200 towards paying ourselves back on this balance, which brings us to $1,617.73. So we still need to pay ourselves back $1,617.73. Okay. So for January, for our city number 1, we paid $526.20 towards this debt, which is amazing considering our minimum payment is $151. So let's see, $17.32.48 minus $526.20 means for our January budget, we ended with a balance of $1,206.28. Okay. Let me make sure that light's not glaring. Okay, it looks good. Oh, and sorry for the bump, friends. Okay, and then for our student loan, we started January with $5,668.81. We made our minimum payment of $100 towards our student loan. And after interest, you guys, because this one has interest, our new February starting balance is going to be $5,587.99. So if we look at that, 5668.81 minus 5587.99, that means we lost about $81, or we lost about $20 to interest. So $81 went to the principal on that student loan. Okay. Debt 4 is our Wells Fargo card. And we made the minimum payment of $80 on this one, which brought the balance down to $7,499. This is 0 interest through 2026, so we have some time on that one. We made our minimum payment on our Subaru for $458.31. And our February starting balance for this one was $21,412.69. So, because we do have interest here, right? Okay. For our next vehicle, our truck, we made the minimum payment on this for $1,012.60, and our new balance on this one is $48,267.68 there. Okay, so these are our new starting balances for February. Really good progress, I feel like, overall. So it feels like a good strong start to the new year. All right, let's bring the binder back over. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop this page in. This page, I can't remember the name of the Etsy shop, you guys, where I got this tracker, but it will be linked down below, and this one goes with that as well. This is from my Etsy shop. This one, I believe, is this Etsy shop as well. So those two trackers you'll find there. The overall debt picture is a form that I created. And now we're going to look at this one where I have this form. If you're interested, you can find in my Etsy shop. I just listed it a couple weeks ago, if even that long, maybe about a week ago. One thing I wanted to say, if you are interested in this one, is the chart is offset from the margin to allow for it to be punched and you're not writing through the punches. Okay, guys? But this one gives us a look at our debt just overall. So our total starting debt, like this was our total starting debt, I believe, of 2024. This is where we started in 2024. This is where we started 2025. So it gives you a overall payment, like annual payoff progress for your debt as a whole, but also where you started annually. So you can see where you are at from the very beginning to where you're at the end of the year. And then you can also see the beginning of the year and the end of the year. So that's what those boxes are for. And then we can see a month-to-month progress. So in January, you'll see we started with $87,672.04 in debt. So now we need to figure out what our February starting balance to get the ending balance there. So let's flip back to this page for just a minute. We're gonna go ahead and add up all of our February numbers. Okay, so here is our starting February debt, or where we ended in January. So for this form, we're gonna put in $85,591.37. So now we can see, if we take that from the 87,672.04 that we started with, that gives us a difference of $2,080.67 for the month. Terrible handwriting, you guys. All right, so we were able to pay off about $2,000, just a little over $2,000 for the month of January. So definitely not our biggest month, but definitely not our worst month. So I would say overall, we're pretty well on track, because if we flip back to our goals for the year, let me find that page right quick. Okay, those are right here. For as far as debt goes, we would like to have City 1 and City 2 both paid off by April 1st, which is a total of $3,550. I want the student loan paid off by August of 2025, and then I'm hoping to get that Wells Fargo card down to at least a $2,000 balance by the end of this year. So not paid off, but a fairly, lower amount. So I would say, looking at, oops, I put these in wrong, didn't I? Looking at these two, we're doing pretty well. I think we're definitely on track for these two debts to get paid off. But yeah, we'll just keep plugging away and we'll see how we do, you guys. So we're $2,000 paid off so far. So I have one more tracker. This one comes from Debt Free Charts. So this $14,799 is how much I have a goal to pay off for this year on top of like our minimum, I guess outside of our minimum payments rather. So let's see if we can color anything in. And the way that I'm going to figure this out is I have to take these four balances here. Okay, so 1773 plus 1206, 28 plus 5587.99 plus 7499 is, let's see, 15,911, but we're still going to have a 2,000 balance on this. So let me take away the 2,000. So this is where we're at now. We're at 13,911 out of this 14,799. So let's do minus 4,799. I'm probably really confusing you. So we've paid off $888 so far of this amount. Each of these is worth $148. So we can color in 6 of our little boxes. So let's definitely go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to color them in, by month. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can color into right here. Ooh, sorry guys. That was probably pretty loud. All right, friends, there we go. We are all set and caught up on all of our trackers. And that is a look at the transfers we made this week from the last time we checked in together, as well as our overall January debt progress. Pretty darn good. I am excited about it. I think this month we have the potential to do even more, fingers crossed. So we'll just have to see how the budget treats us. But that's going to do it for me today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I hope that you find these debt payoffs inspiring to keep going on your journeys. It's just trial and error. 1 month is great, 1 month is not so great, but the key is that we're consistent and that we're here supporting one another. So thank you so much, friends. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to stick around, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.